All right, Koji, I start all of these the exact same way, and then we'll go unscripted. But how did you accidentally fall into franchising? What's your franchise backstory?
Yeah, it's so our concept is Onigiri Japanese kitchen. So we can call ourselves a restaurant, but yeah, we are very, we are in a very unique position because onigiri is so popular in Japan. It's like in Japanese, it says Japanese rice bowl, but it has over 2,000 years of history because it's basically rice and seaweed and fillings. Like traditional one is a sour plum, salmon. So you can put fillings, anything into the rice bowl. So I used to, I moved to the US in 2006. Before that, I lived in Japan almost, entire my life, and I grew up eating onigiri because onigiri is like sandwiches in the US. So it's portable, it's handy, it's healthy, and the sushi is like more special occasion food, like steakhouse. It's in a so it's a different concept. So when I first came to the US, I was surprised because there are so many sushi places and everyone know sushi. But I tried to find onigiri shop because at the time I came here for branch manager, and then I really wanted to get a onigiri, but I couldn't find it. So um, and then I, started Onigiri in 2008. And I thought, because Onigiri is so popular in Japan, this is because it's portable and healthier than pretty much all the fast food. So I really wanted to introduce to the American people because I believe this is revolutionize the fast food because you get a quick and nutrition and it's super easy. It can be snack or meal. So Japanese people really appreciate onigiri. So we don't, when you are busy, when or busy or you are in a picnic or meeting, it's always onigiri can help you. So I decided to start Onigiri in 2008, and then I got a food cart, and I went around San Francisco City. Um, but at the beginning, we couldn't sell that much because nobody knows onigiri, and I needed to explain the difference between sushi and onigiri. So onigiri is basically, cooked ingredients, no raw fish. So people expect sushi because it's similar. And then, oh, this tuna is not raw. This tuna is, different. So we got a lot of complaints. So I, got a lot of feedback from customers, and then we developed the American style onigiri, which we call it's a sandwich style. So we use two patties and fillings is more Americanized, like teriyaki chicken, spicy shrimp, garlic bacon, which we don't serve. So we little by little we developed our concept to more Americanized, and then we opened a restaurant space in San Francisco Financial District. And after few years, we opened 5 locations in San Francisco Bay Area, and then during COVID, we had a little struggle because we targeted office area. So we opened a small space in financial district, and during COVID, we had to close. But we pivoted to shopping malls, and then it was a big hit because we originally we thought office people, they are busy business person. They are the main customer of Onigiri because in Japan, similar situation. But in the shopping center, we found a good location. It's 300 square feet kiosk, and people coming for shopping, they are busy, for shopping. Some customers, of course, enjoy lunch, sit down, and the food court, of course. But a lot of them are come to the shopping center for shopping. So they want to, grab quick food and walk around. And we put Onigiri fit the space. So we got a big hit. And so original thinking is from the beginning, our vision is to spread Onigiri nationwide because I don't want to be the owner of a single Onigiri shop. I really wanted to, spread Onigiri nationwide. So we decided to franchise out the concept. And we opened a second shopping center location, the same concept, same, 300 square feet. And that was a big hit too. And we're going to open up a few more locations in shopping center. And at the same time, we started offering franchising because from the beginning, we designed our concept more scalable. So I learned a lot from Subway sandwiches. So they don't have a kitchen, they don't have cooking equipment. So same thing. We cook rice fresh, but it doesn't create any smells or it just creates steam. So we cook rice on site, but everything else is from co-packers. So they cook our chicken teriyaki fillings and they send it to our distributor, and we get a distributor's delivery every week. So we don't have to cook. We only cook rice. Operation is super simple. We use robotic technology from Japan because Japan has a lot of technology. They have a big market, onigiri market. So we brought the machine from Japan. So our operation is super scalable and consistent, like Subway. So yeah, that's why we are in a franchising space. We don't have to be corporate owned.
So I love that. I have a few follow-up questions. One is going back to 2008. How did you raise the funds to do this? And in 2008, the world was turning then too. Like we were in a market crash. How did you navigate that first year in operations?
Yeah, so we, I didn't have credit history because I'm an immigrant. So first I went to bank and to borrow money, but of course rejected. And I went to restaurant space and contacted landlord, but also rejected. So we went to NPO incubation kitchen in San Francisco called La Cocina. So they are NPO. They offer incubation program for entrepreneurs, especially from immigrants. So we got and they guide us. They lent us a commercial kitchen space. So we started farmers market. So you don't need a money. You only need a table and tent. So that's where we started. And then we got a food cart. So we also got a loan from NPO lender. So we got a loan get a food cart, and we went around the farmers market and the night market, and we build a credit history. Then um, we got a more bigger money from bank after 3 years. Then we opened a restaurant. Yeah.
Were you stressed during that time?
Um, it was fun. I mean, because I didn't have to make a lot of sales because my wife had a full-time job, and I didn't expect to make money for living from the business. So that was more like a R&D process. So
Yeah.
I could try a lot of things. But if I had to make money for living for family, I think we couldn't survive. Yeah.
All right. So in those early stages, obviously you saw the gap because Onigilly is so big in Japan. You come over
Mhm.
here, and it's not here, and you're like, okay, there's a gap. This is why I want to do this.
Mhm.
Was it early customers? Did they swing more Japanese Americans, or were Americans willing to try this product that may have not been as familiar to them?
So intentionally, I wanted to be in a, American target area. So I remember at the day one, we got a, oh, actually, yeah. So our first location, I mean, first pop-up location was Japanese festival. So American Japanese festival. So we sold a lot of onigiris because they're all Japanese American or Japanese people. And then second, we went to a street food festival. So we sold a lot because there are a lot of foodies. And the third, we went to outside land music festival. Um, that was the challenging time because the audience were Americans who love music. So we couldn't sell. We made 4,000 pieces of onigiri that at the time we pre-made and then brought it to. So we only sold 400 onigiri. So we, you know, had a lot of waste. So we realized that we sold onigiri a lot because it was for American, Japanese American or Japanese or Americans who went to Japan who knows onigiri. But the music festival we couldn't sell because American people at the common they don't know what it is. So they love pizza, burgers. So those concepts are selling pretty well, but our case, we were not. So um, yeah, I think that was my experience.
Did Japanese Americans were they instantly like, wow, I haven't seen this in a long time? Like, could you see the excitement building in the early stages that
Mhm.
you did in fact bring something to America that was missing?
Yeah. I think Japanese American were, who already know onigiri, there was a excitement because same as me, you cannot find onigiri in the U.S. at that time. Maybe Hawaii is different, musubi culture exists, but here, people, for example, Japanese American, probably their parents made onigiri for them, so they know. So there was a excitement for the people who knows onigiri.
Flash forward because I think it's important to position the business. Today, give me a lay of the land. Where is the business at today? How many locations? How far have you come?
Yeah, so we have 5 locations, and we are opening 2 more in this spring. And I think so. First, we opened the first storefront in 2012, and since then, except for that during COVID, our revenue has been growing every year, and from the first month, we are profitable. So it's challenging to educate people at the beginning, but even non-Asian people at the first, when you try, you get it, because without trying, you are not sure, oh, is it sushi or is it something Asian? But once you bite it, oh yeah, that's right. And then for me, it's kind of energy bar or banana when you are busy and you wanna eat quick, healthy. You have option, but in Japan, it, that's onigiri. You don't eat banana or energy bar that much because it's not that popular for snack in Japan because people has onigiri. So I think after you try it, you get it. So that's why when you open, we get attention, and we don't see declines usually, because once people try, they get it, and then they come back. So we get a lot of repeat customers. So we are in one of the busiest, competitive locations in San Francisco financial district. But we've been there for a while. This and that after we opened a shopping center, from the day one we were very busy. I think a lot of people are not familiar with our concept, but still they want to try. And we thought maybe after few weeks we should expect some sales drop, but it has been increasing every year. So that means onigiri, of course, it's a niche product, but in Japan, there is 2,000 years of history because people, you know, like it. The concept, it's easy to eat, so it helps you to, your nutrition, your eating habit much better. So instead of eating, you know, junk food, let's eat onigiri. I think that's why we are, once we opened and the people, once, people try, they like it. So I think it's only just a, small portion, but it's proven, in Japan and Asia. And so we believe it doesn't matter, like area, if it's an American target or any, area, people like it. So we are confident.
I mean, it's kind of like a balloon, because the more air you put in, a customer keeps coming back, and you can continue to access more customers where the frequency comes up. You're seeing that once you've tried it, you understand it. And like, look, the accessibility of understand what sushi is from an entry point, but then tasting it and seeing a point of differentiation is going to continue to build this. As family or friends from Japan have come seen this, are they blown away that you figured this out?
Yeah, they you know thought uh, onigiri is already popular in the States. That's, Japanese TV show. They have some, news articles. Oh, onigiri is popular in the US, but they featured Japanese grocery stores. So Japanese people think onigiri is already popular in the US. That's true for the Japanese grocery store or highly Japantown. of course. But so they think, oh, onigiri, our concept is popular. They think, oh, that's natural because onigiri is already popular. But I don't think they understand it. We are not in a Japanese grocery shop, but we need to educate non-Japanese people. So we have to have our shops in the outside of Japanese density area.
I mean, the mall location
Mhm.
got to be a great example of one where obviously you put the first one in a Japanese American forward mall or food court, but white Americans are still going to try it. They're going to walk by, and if they give you one chance, then you've hooked them. Has that been part of the magic of marketing? Is like that when you're in today's world of the equivalent of that music venue where you have hundreds of thousands of people walking through the mall, like as long as you can show that there's a good product here, you get them once they're hooked. Like, is the mall strategy part of the magic?
No, I think I think this is a more functional purpose because pretzel, NTNs and Wetzel pretzels, they don't have a storefront, right? They only target shopping malls
Right.
because shoppers like snacks. Of course, food court. If you are really hungry, you can get a full bowl of, chicken rice bowl or Panda Express. But not everyone, wants to eat the heavy lunch. So pretzel concept is so popular in the mall, but they're not popular outside of the mall. So same thing, onigiri. So people, when people see our concept, we are open kitchen, so people can see how we make onigiri, and we have a menu. And so I think people are just, get hungry, but they're not feeling for full meal. Then, oh, what is it? Is it sushi? Whatever. But they just grab one. And then once you bite it, oh, that's something I'm, want to
Yeah.
eat. Yeah.
I think it's important to frame the way that you've engineered the cost to get in and how much you can make.
Mhm.
What numbers are you putting in the FDD?
We put FDD about 260 to 600. However, that range could be, when you get a second generation space, it could be lower. And when we build kiosk outside of the mall, so there is a fabricator, so we build kiosk and brought to the shell space, and then that also, yeah, that one doesn't cost that much because we don't need a hood, or we only need a power and water. That's all. So yeah.
And what are you putting in item 19? Do you have what you could potentially make off of one?
Yeah, we put it.
What number are you put in there for that?
We put last year's numbers. The shopping center, we put 1.7 million, but this year is much more. And we opened the most newest location is probably close to 2 million if, our, so we feel confident with that space.
Well, I think it's important to note those numbers, and obviously it's not a guarantee, but
Mhm.
when you're looking at what is the viability of a concept, and if I said there's a restaurant brand that could do somewhere between $1.5 and $2 million,
Mhm.
majority of the time, I bet you that investment is somewhere between 1 million and 1.5.
Yeah.
We go on the front end, and you just said 200 or 600 and depending on the setting, but to call it 200-ish to get into a kiosk type model in the mall that is now producing somewhere between 1.5 and 2 million. You're talking about the best in class in restaurant franchising. I think it's important to note that, because that means you've not only engineered a great business model, but the consumers desire this more than what would be expected. I'm just curious, Annie Ann's item 19, seeing if I can find theirs. For the fiscal year of 2023, their AUV for 502 locations was $768,000. And so when you think about that in comparison to Annie Ann's, that you just said wildly popular, or is Onigilly wildly popular? Like, it's pretty cool to, like, just for looking at what you've built. I mean, it's it's something to be totally proud of, you know?
Yeah. I think this is because of that Onigiri is in a very unique position. So in Japan, it's prepackaged food, so not restaurant.
Yeah.
But so at the beginning, I tried to the same way. So onigiri in Japan is so cheap because usually the manufacturers has a big facility and they automate production, pretty much automated,
Right.
80-90%, so no human. But here I couldn't because of the temperature control. The food safety law is a little different, so we needed to choose the Subway style, so fresh made. But I, brought machines from Japan. So it's a hybrid model, manufacturing, automated, and restaurant Subway type of operation. So that's why our throughput is pretty good. So we can handle a lot of, food processing, even 300 square feet, because it's a half robotic and a half human. So it combined. So we can keep the price low. We don't charge a lot. So if you pay $10, you get two onigiris, which is good for meal. It's a smaller side, but it's enough for. So I think it's the combination of that onigiri's specialty, unique positioning, and our operation model. It combines, and then customers' demand, which already proved in Japan, but we proved that it works in the US. Same thing. People's, convenience. People's eager for the healthy, quick, fast food. It's same. Yeah. So I think that's the combination. That's the result we got. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this in closing. I mean, one, you should pinch yourself. You've built a beautiful brand. Two, you've weathered some storms, and I think that gives you such a baseline of education that you're going to be able to use as you continue to grow this. Three, Annie Ann's, for what it's worth, their minimum or their investment is $150,000 to $600,000. So basically the same investment, and they're doing less than half on average than you're doing. I think part of it is value engineering, something that gets a customer to try it and then what they feel after they try it. And so in that example you just gave, for $10, you're feeling super full. You didn't consume a ton of calories and you ate something delicious for a price point that you're going to pay the same for a pretzel. Now it's not like you've mastered that. So when you look at like operations, speed of product, and quality of product, you look at the cost of the product, you look at the customer experience, and you look at the brand, like you've engineered something that's fantastic. And again, I think you should be super proud of what you've built. And I'm looking forward to seeing where things go. And I'm grateful that you shared some of your story with me today.
Yes, thank you, Nick.
It's awesome. For Koji, I'm Nick. This was another Franchisor Hot Seat. Take care.